Hi, welcome to Benny Halt. Now, something that you perhaps might be a little confused about is we're in our car park, but we're sharing it with our railway carriages. And I completely understand your confusion. Why would you expect to find a fleet of railway carriages in a public car park? Well, welcome to our winter shutdown. And today we're going to give you a little bit of an update as what's going on around the park, and more importantly, to me anyway, what's going on our railway. Sat on a train which for now is going nowhere, but not for long. Periodically we have to lift and inspect the bogies on our carriages. Bogies, of course, being the wheel sets that go underneath. The most efficient way of doing that en masse for a set of carriages which has just recently turned 2 years old is to lift them off in one hit, take the wheel sets off, and then any works can be undertaken. Part of that inspection process is the wheel profiles. We're checking wear to the flanges, brakes, condition of the bogie frames, any integral damage that may be something that could flag up a bigger problem is picked up at this point as well. We give them a steam clean and a repaint and a refresh ready for the running time they have ahead, and hopefully to carry many, many happy visitors. Now, in the running shed, you will see in the winter it is of course diesel mainly. We've got City of Truro here, which holds the fort running the passenger trains, and the Lister Arthur, supported by City of Derby, working the works trains. And for those who like Arthur, Arthur's joined for the winter by its mascot P-Way Pete. Quite an apt name really. Steam fleet wise, Ellie's here, and behind Ellie is Zebedee. They're getting ready for their annual boiler insurance inspections, which will be taking place in February. But we're also undertaking several other little fitting jobs just to get them into the tip-top condition. Our main focus this winter steam-wise is Muffin. Muffin's tender has recently been away for some works, having the wheels reprofiled and brakes being taken up and adjusted. We've also done several works to adjust the filler, because for those who will have seen us, we have to fill Muffin's tender through a hose pipe, because following the construction of our lovely water tower, the big hose from the tower didn't fit. But we're pleased to say we've put a new filler neck there, which has allowed us to do that now. The loco was swapped with the tender, and the locomotive has now gone away for some very well-deserved bottom end attention, looking over the wheel sets and the motion, getting her what is hopefully going to be in tip-top condition for the season ahead. And for those interested, you might notice that Ruby has been away for a while as well. And quite simply put, Ruby left 2 years ago for a 10-year overhaul to be commenced, and the decision was made not to have Ruby back. Following 10 years of very sterling service, it was decided, following the arrival of City of Truro and with her much bigger and powerful counterpart Ellie, the summer trains and even trains in the winter are much bigger and heavier than what Ruby could very sensibly and happily handle. So it was decided to part company with her earlier in the year. But don't worry, because we've got plenty more action for the steam engines, and the two smaller locomotives, Zebedee and Muffin, will definitely still be heavily featured in the calendar for 2026 as well. Well, welcome to the workshop, a hive of activity, and here is one of our open top carriages, L3, in for some winter love and maintenance. You'll notice L3 is also missing its doors. Well, when the vehicles come in, they get steam cleaned and the doors are then fitted. So we make any adjustments to them opening and closing, sand them down or plane them back, just to make sure they work efficiently and the door latches are all functioning. We then take the doors off for staining and painting before refitting them for final adjusting and testing after. Meanwhile, the rest of the carriage, the metalwork is being sanded down back to as far as we can get it to prime and recoat with some gloss paint as well. Underneath the carriage, we will be lifting L3 shortly to take the wheel sets, the bogies, we mentioned that earlier on. Bogies will be coming out from underneath the vehicle and they'll be having a reprofile on the wheel sets, checking the brakes and making all of the necessary inspections too. But it's not just about 15-inch gauge vehicles, because you may notice next to me is one of our very familiar Lakeside Railway carriages too. The attention has to be given and divided equally because our Lakeside Railway carriages arguably cover and a lot more mileage with passengers than any other individual vehicle on the railway. So they're coming down this winter, we're stripping the metalwork back. This is the primer, it's called red oxide. It's applied and that will give the paint a protective edge before the nice gloss black paint is applied. And finally finishing off with the identities, new stickers are being put on as well. Part of the works, again, much like the 15-inch coaches, the bogies come out from underneath and have their winter love as well before being all reassembled, tested and put back into service. Now then, bogies from our 7 1/4 inch coaches are taken off and put up here on the workbench. They're disassembled, stripped, inspected, painted and reassembled with any new components that they may require. But some of the checks that we have to undertake are not too dissimilar to the 15-inch gauge ones. So all of our wheel sets are subject to wear and tear, as you would expect. Much like tyres on a car, they wear down and over periods you have to replace them. Well, when you're running metal wheels on the metal faces of the rails, over time the metal rubs and the wheels wear down. Traditionally, wheels are manufactured from a softer material than the rail, and the wheels thus become the sacrificial element, as it were. So, to monitor the wear and tear, part of our inspections is to use something called a wheel profile gauge, and this is a much smaller one than what you would find we use, of course, for the 15-inch gauge or even the 10 1/4. And all we do is we place the gauge onto the wheel just like so. That allows us to check for any wear, and we can use calipers and a tape, or I should say a steel rule even, to measure any wear and tear. And once the wheel becomes thin, we then send it for either replacement or reprofiling. Reprofiling is using the material that's left on the wheel itself to give you a fresh and fully profiled wheel ready for a lot more service. After this, the wheel sets are cleaned back and painted. On the 7 1/4 inch ones that makes them individual to the rest of the railway, they're also disc braked, which is something that not a lot of people realise. So the caliper is cleaned and inspected independently, and then the wheel sets are reassembled, ready to go back under for what will be, hopefully, a very busy year of service. Hello. Now, this isn't very professional and not very normal the way we do things, but I was having a conversation with Matt, who very kindly films and edits our videos, and he did tell me that, Ben, you did go on a little bit long. So, do not fear, instead of cutting half the footage onto the cutting room floor, we've decided to use it into a second video. You can click on the link to go to that video now. Bye!